Like, did a murder happen in this room? Hey everyone, CPO here. This is the Olight Arkfeld Pro. This is my new EDC flashlight. It has a normal white light, a green laser, and a UV light. So there's been a lot of videos already out about this particular light, so I'm not going to try and repeat everything everybody has already been saying about this. But one thing I do want to do in this video is show you a little bit more detail about the functionality of the light and the different levels. For example, it technically has 5 light levels. It's got the moonlight level at 1 lumen. It's got a low level at 15 lumens, a medium level at 60 lumens, a high level at 300 lumens, a turbo level at 1,000 lumens, and then it's also got a strobe. And again, that's in addition to a green laser and UV light. So I'm going to show you how to get through all the different light levels. And then I want to talk a little bit about lockout mode because that wasn't really clear to me how that worked. And then I'll also show you some real use cases for the UV light and the laser in case you're curious how that might actually be useful to have on hand. All right, so this is my EDC bag, and as you can see here, the flashlight tucks away nicely right inside the bag. And it's actually a perfect height for this small EDC fanny pack. And because of the clip being dual directional, I can choose to have it basically tip down if it were a knife. And then I can reach in, grab it. This style of flashlight lends itself well to being held like a remote control, actually, which I think is probably the most logical way to hold it. So, real quick, you can see here you've got the selector switch that will allow you to make a selection between the different types of light you want. So the UV light, the laser, and the regular white light is right there. And then this button, when you press the button, you will get whatever selection you have, plus you'll get a chance to see the current battery level. And then once it's on, you can use this selector to switch between. So UV, laser, and then white light. And if you press the button again, it will turn off. Now, some of the functionality that's important, I think, to share is in exactly how this works, right? So if you have the light off and you press and hold, the light will turn on and then off again. And then it's in the locked state. You can see now when I press the button, I get a red light telling me it's locked, and the light doesn't come on. It doesn't matter what setting I'm in, I get nothing. So the way to get out of this is to press and hold for 1 second. And then you get the moonlight, which in my opinion is the most useful light that we have, the most useful level. And that's with just the 1 lumen. And I use this for pretty much everything. Very rarely do I have to ramp up the lumens just in normal, like looking in my bag. Like it's a great light output, and it lasts forever. Like the battery will last for a very long time. If I press the button, I can turn it off and turn it on. If I press and hold with the light on, it will go to the next highest level all the way up until the high, and then it will cycle back down again, right? So now we're back not to moonlight, but now we're cycling between the 3 levels, low, medium, and high. And if you hold it, it will continue to cycle through all of those. So if I want to get back to moonlight from here, what I need to do is turn the light off and hold it for a second until it comes back on, and then that's in the moonlight. Now, if the light is locked, It will unlock it and turn on Moonlight. So let me lock it. I'll turn it off and then press and hold. Moonlight will turn on and then back off again. Now it's locked. See there? And if I press and hold for 1 second, it unlocks and gives me Moonlight. So Moonlight is a 1 second hold from the off position. That's always going to be your Moonlight. If you press and hold with the light on, it's going to cycle through low, medium, high, low, medium, high. Now, if you turn the light off and it's high, so I'll turn it off now, it will come back on to the last setting you had. Medium, I'm going to turn the light off and turn it back on. It will default to medium. All right, so now for turbo mode, it doesn't matter what level it's on. Here's low. I'm going to triple press 1, 2, 3, and it's going to go into turbo mode, which is the highest output, 1,000 lumens. If I press and hold for a second, it will go back down to wherever it was, and then I can still cycle through low, medium, and high. You can get to turbo mode by triple pressing from any level, including, I'm going to turn it off, press and hold to get to Moonlight, and then triple click, and it's going to go into turbo mode. All right. Now, there is a strobe function, fair warning. If you have seizure tendencies, this is probably not the video segment to watch, but if I just double click, it's going to go into strobe, and I'm going to click off of it again just to turn it off. Same thing though, strobe, press and hold for a second to go back to wherever you were. Press and hold, cycles through, triple click gives you bright, press and hold goes back to where you were, single press takes it off, press and hold from the off position puts you in Moonlight. Got it? I think that helps clarify the functions. So what I do is when I put it in the bag, I turn off the light, I press and hold for 1, 2 seconds, and then the light will come on and then automatically come off, and that tells me it's in the locked mode. And then press and hold for 1 second brings me my Moonlight. When I'm done, I turn it off, press and hold for 2 seconds, and then I'm back in locked mode, and it won't accidentally engage in any setting while it's in my fanny pack. All right, so green laser. If you want white output, there's a little bit of green laser reflecting back onto my shirt. If you want light output with the laser, if you double click while on the laser, you will get a light output plus laser. There you go. And just like with the regular white light, you can cycle through. So I'm going to double click and press and hold, and I can cycle through the various levels of white with the laser also on. So if you just want the laser, you press once. If you want the light and the laser, you double click, and then you can cycle through the various levels, low, medium, and high. Off again, just like that. And then same thing, if you press and hold from the off for 2 seconds, it will turn on and then off, and then now it's locked. UV exactly the same way, press and hold, UV comes on, press, UV goes off. There are no other options. There's no additional white light on top of. There's no level settings, double click, triple click. None of that works in UV. It's basically on or off. And then of course, when it's off, press and hold 2 seconds to lock, and it does the same thing as everything else. From the locked position, press and hold for 1 second. So that, in a nutshell, is how to operate the Arkfeld Pro by Olight. And then finally, I'll just touch real quick on this magnetic base. The charger clips right onto it. I don't have it plugged in, but this right here is actually clear, and it will light up green or red. Green if it's fully charged, or red if it's charging. And I really like this. All of my Olight lights use the same charger. It's nice and easy to throw it on the charger. The other benefit of this is magnetic, so you can set this on something metal and it will hold So if you've got like a work environment where you've got a metal object that you want to stick the back of the light to just to hold the light, that will work in a pinch. And then also the last thing I'll mention is this clip, because it has a way it's pointed backwards, you could actually put it on a hat and use it. I did this once just to check it out and sort of show you how it works, but it's not something I would do on a regular basis. All right, besides just using the laser for presentations, I think it's super useful for stargazers. So in this case, you can see here, hopefully it shows up on your screen, but I'm showing the stars of the Big Dipper and basically pointing out all the different stars. And then here, just happened to find Arcturus, showing that off. And then while I was out there, I got a chance to see this satellite go by. So you can literally point at things in the sky with the green laser, and everybody around you can also see exactly what you're looking at. I think that's super cool. A use case for the ultraviolet light is for those of you that have old-fashioned luminescent watches like this Rolex. Ultraviolet light is really great at quickly charging up that luminescent paint on the watch. And this could be useful if you need to see your watch better at night. Just quickly hit it with the UV light. All right, and this is where it gets really interesting, guys, and quite disgusting. I was staying in a hotel room, and I used to do this a lot. I haven't done it in a long time, but I like to shine the UV light around the room. Surprisingly, the remote control was clean, but if you look at this carpet, like, did a murder happen in this room? What is all of this? It's not visible with regular white light, but ultraviolet light is showing some disgustingness. What is this? Whatever it was drug all around the room by what appears to be a vacuum, the best I can tell. But again, regular light, invisible to the naked eye, looks just like clean carpet. Oh, and it gets worse. Guys, look at the bathroom. You'd never know how disgusting not only the toilet, but the wall. I don't know, guys. Maybe you don't want an ultraviolet light, but I tell you what, every time I check into a hotel room, I check the remote control, I check the phone, I check anything that I'm going to touch, and at least know that what I see is not the entire story. All right, everyone, that's it. That's the Arkfeld Pro, how to use it, some use cases, and, you know, why I like it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.